Here we are, rooftop, downtown Seattle, Washington area, overlooking the absolutely gorgeous Lake Washington. We're just waiting on the Blue Angels and gearing up for the Hydros. In the meantime, let's get to the point. All right. Once again, we are here for another exciting edition of The Point. I'm up here, rooftop. And today's topics, we're going to talk about some all-time teams, guys. We're going to talk about our Mount Rushmore team, our white all-American team, Rushmore team as such. We're going to go 4 spots each. Our all-Euro team, 4 slots, and our all-time underrated teams, 4 slots. Now, I know it's tough going 4 slots because it's going to feel a little bit, we're going to have to disrespect somebody because there's no way that you can really isolate and distinguish 4 people out of all the people that are playing. As a matter of fact, I think it's very disrespectful to do anything but, let me get my glasses on so I can see. I think it's kind of disrespectful to do anything other than what do they call it? By decade, because when there's so many changes that happen with the game, the rule changes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's the equipment changes in terms of regimen, what people are doing. But obviously, I think that the let's say the 60s guys or even the 50s guys, if you got that on your list, the 70s guys, I think that they would translate to today, and they're the type of people that got themselves to be the best at their craft during that time. They would be doing the same thing that these modern guys are doing. Like, for example, the transformation of Luka Doncic is unbelievable. He understood the assignment. I'm really proud of that guy.
Yep. Agreed.
So, Ed,
Yes.
let you start with we're going to start on the all-time Mount Rushmore. I'm going to let you start with that. Well, let them have it. Let us have it.
My all-time Mount Rushmore. There's 4, right? We're going with 4, not 5.
Going 4. Now, 5 is now to your point when you said 5 because there's 5 positions. That's true, but there's only 4 slots on Mount Rushmore, so somebody's got to drop off.
Well, there's no doubt. Kareem.
Cap.
I got Michael Jordan.
MJ.
I got LeBron James.
Correct.
And for me, I'm gonna put it's 2, but it's 1. Magic and Bird. I'm just gonna put them all. I'm gonna put them together. Magic Bird.
Okay, well, that's cheating for one.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cheating because. But if you told me if you had to say who's better between Magic and Bird, now if you never watched the games in their entirety, it'd be easy. You could possibly say, but who you thought was better because the highlights would make it so that probably Magic seems better. But
yes.
But if you watch the whole game and all the contributions that Larry gave to the squad.
Yes. Yeah, how he affected it.
How he affected the game he's more of an off-ball defender, but as an off-ball defender, as a rebounder, as a thinking person, regulating the flow, it's hard to separate Magic and Bird. Those guys, man. But they're still cheating. And
so before I don't need to cut you off.
Yeah. I cut you off, so go ahead.
I'm gonna put Wilt there. I'll put Wilt as my 4th, but it's hard to say all time without putting Magic in there. Magic in them, like I said, and I said it on a bunch of our different telecasts. Magic and Bird taught me basketball. The Lakers versus the Celtics taught me everything and made me fall in love with the game of basketball. So
I agree, man. And yes. Tell you that the Lakers Celtics rivalries, they're represented on my list because some of those players are undeniably great. That was undeniably great basketball. Even the Pistons, the 80s and 90s, early 90s Pistons were great. I mean,
that's another stage. Yes,
the way those teams played,
Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree.
the way they operated, because they had physicality like quote unquote the modern day guys, but
Yes.
also had the tech. They were technicians like these modern European guys, because the European guys learned the game from Bird, Magic, and company.
Exactly. There you go. That's right.
So we have. I'm gonna jump in real quick and say we have the exact same Mount Rushmore. I have Cap. There's no way you can. Cap is probably, you know, if you think about somebody who won in elementary, junior high, high school,
Yes.
college, and the pros, that would be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So Cap has to be on have a slot for me. I would give
Thank you.
one to Wilt. I'd give one to MJ, and I'd give one to LBJ. That's the truth.
Exactly. There you
But
go.
I'm going to say this, and I know that we are only supposed to say four, but I'm going to say that, in the age of social media, you see all these things taking place. Um, with like they'll have these comparisons. You'll have these decade challenges. Which team,
Yes.
which team would beat which team would win between these guys and these guys? When I look at those lists now in modern times, every list, every team that has Shaq on it, I go with, because I can't. I can't see anybody. He's like a cheat code for what, because the way, for example, that if you take the '90s guys, you got Mike and uh, 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 and those players. If you put Shaq on the team, I don't see anybody that can beat that team. But
Yeah.
um,
Dominant. Just dominant.
yes.
Yes.
And so you, I think Wilt and Shaq are the most dominant players of all time, in a sense, for that way. But I still give the nod to. I would give the nod to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as my all-time as the GOAT. I would say it's Kareem, and then
Thank you. Thank you.
Wilt. If I would put Wilt and Kareem on the island by themselves, and then we can argue about LBJ and Michael and all those other people, but Wilt and Kareem, I, man, those to me, those are the two best players of all time. And
Mm-hmm.
and then when you talk about Shaq, the reason why he's so influential on those pick me teams, because he may be the most dominant. But
True.
people are mad at us right now. They're looking at us like we're crazy because we left off Bill. Um, but I would say Bill safely falls inside my top 10. I would say I'm just going to give you my top 10, even though I know it's cheating. Um, I would say Shaq, Bill, Magic and Bird, Elgin, Dr. J, and Oscar round out my top 10. To not put Oscar and Magic on the all-time team, that's just too much disrespect for me to do. So I know that they don't make my top four, but
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say Magic and Oscar's names, because those two guys, man, you know, talking about regulating and running a team and doing whatever it takes, leading, whether you need me to score, whether you need me to, those two guys are are just winning cogs to any system you can think of, whether it's the triangle offense, whether it's the run and shoot, whatever you can come up with. Oscar and Magic are the. You got to start with them, and then there's a
Isaiah
guy.
Thomas. Isaiah
I got
Thomas said the same exact thing. Isaiah said the same thing. He started off
Isaiah.
with Magic and Bird. I mean Magic
Yeah,
and a Big O because of their size. He said it was so big and dominant with the ball
yes,
in their hands. He said they
yes,
got to be number one and two.
yes.
He
But
also labeled himself 3, 4, and 5. Isaiah said
what
that
was
him.
Zeke is right there, man.
Thank
Zeke
you.
is 6'1",
Thank you.
pure skill,
Thank
pure
you.
talent, pure leader, pure toughness, back-to-back champion. Could have been.
Yes.
They could have had a three-peat. That pass that Bird intercepted and hit DJ for the finish,
That
that
killed
hurt.
him. Yeah. That
That
hurt him.
broke
Yes.
my heart, because
Yeah.
most of us at the time hated to see Boston win. At least I did. All right, so our next category: white all-time American. The white all-American team. Who are your Rushmore? Who are your guys?
I'm gonna go right off the top. Larry Bird.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna
That's
go Rick Barry. I'm gonna go John Stockton. And I was having trouble with, like I said, between Chris Mullin and probably probably McHale, man. Like you said, McHale. You mentioned McHale earlier. Kevin
I
McHale
did.
was a bad boy, man. Bad boy, man.
Kevin McHale is
That
also he's on my
bad.
he's also he might make my all underrated team because people don't realize that I feel like this. I feel like uh, this you'll laugh at this, but I think that Magic Johnson has one of James Worthy's MVP trophies, and I think that
Hmm.
Larry Bird has one of Kevin McHale's Finals MVP trophies. Let me tell it. But
I
yeah,
wouldn't. I wouldn't disagree with that. I wouldn't disagree at all. I don't know the year, but I remember how well they played in the playoffs. You
Kevin
know.
McHale was unbelievable.
Oh yeah, he was tough, man.
I
He was a
mean,
bad boy.
yes, he was, man.
Yes,
He was part of that winning formula for sure. All right,
absolutely.
so here's my all-time white All-American team. Right off the top, Larry and Rick, who I feel are the two greatest white guys of all time, bar none.
Yes.
And then my third is Kevin McHale over Bob Pettit because I didn't watch Bob Pettit play. Now, when I have conversations with my
Same
dad,
here.
he tells me Bob Pettit was incredible, and I know he has
Really?
to back that up. But I personally just didn't get a chance to watch him play. Um,
Okay.
so I would go Larry, Rick Barry, um, and then I gotta go. Um, you know, I might have to move Kevin McHale down to my underrated team, even though
Okay.
even he might be fifth because I'm gonna say Larry, Rick, Jerry, and I gotta go Hondo.
Ooh.
I got
Havlicek?
I gotta go Hondo. John Havlicek used to make me so mad because I never wanted them to win, but could nobody stop that dude, man? And he was so smart and he did so many things. He was a triple double machine.
That's
Um,
crazy.
did everything. 6'7", hard nosed, run
Mm-hmm.
run like Steph Curry, run around like a deer, like Reggie Miller. He could handle the rock. He could rebound. Everything. He would take it to the cup. I mean,
I didn't
John,
watch. I didn't get a chance to watch a lot of Havlicek. I didn't. I did.
uh,
Even Jerry West. I didn't watch. I really didn't watch basketball that much back then. You know, we were a little younger, so I didn't watch
yeah,
ball like that much. But Jerry West, yeah, you got to put him on the list.
you
Just
do,
just from the
man.
highlights you watch.
Well, for me, I was born into the game, so I've been watching. It's
Yeah. See.
crazy. I've been
Yes.
watching the game. I can't. I don't even want to say how long I've been
Before you
watching.
before you knew what it was. Before you even knew what it was. Really.
Yes, and so
Yeah. That's good.
all,
That's
through
good.
I was watching NBA basketball every like I am now in the '70s, bro. In the '70s.
Yeah. Well, your dad, like you said, your dad was part of it, so you grew up in it.
My dad was in the league.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's right.
I was dialed in. So, but I'm gonna say this, like I said the last time. I just think it's borderline disrespectful to say four. So I'm gonna mention
Of course.
the other guys on my list here too. I've got John. I've got John Stockton on my list. I've got Tom Chambers on my list.
Yes.
I mentioned that I didn't have the privilege of watching Bob Pettit, nor did I have the privilege of watching Bob Cousy. But what I see of Bob Cousy, and I know about his history, Bob
Hmm.
Cousy playing on the playgrounds in New York with the brothers. So you
Yeah.
know he's no joke. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
Bob Cousy would be on one of my top white guys as well, man. Just to put it out there. And Tom Chambers, for people that for you ball players out here today, you don't understand. Do you know how this is a joke, but Mark Jackson is a very religious person. I think
Hmm.
I think he discovered God when Tom Chambers took off from damn near the
Dunked on him.
both hands from damn near the free throw line outside
Yeah.
the key.
That's
Unreal.
classic. That's
Yeah,
classic. Yeah. That's
yeah, man.
classic.
But
Yeah.
Tom Chambers
Well,
wasn't just about jumping. He was the 19. I think don't quote the date, but he was the All-Star MVP in '95, I believe. And for
hmm
the Seattle to play. the All-Star game, Magic
Yeah.
and Gary were feeding fed Tom Chambers to the MVP.
Yes.
Tom was an incredible player, man.
Absolutely. What about one person we forget, man? And you don't understand this one. Bobby Jones.
Oh,
Bobby Jones. Yeah. Bobby Jones was nice, man. Bobby Jones was nice.
yes,
Yeah. Yes.
he was part of the winning formula with the championship Philadelphia's championship
Sixers.
in
Yes.
83, that Sixers team.
Yeah, he was
That
good.
team, you know, when Dr. J, I get why Dr. J has some negative things to say about LeBron because in my opinion, Dr. J is underrated and and as the decades have gone by, he's
Hmm.
lost respect. But that team that he played on, and when he said that LeBron played on a stacked team,
Yeah.
how stacked how more stacked can you be than
Yeah,
that 76er team that had World B.
they
Free,
were stacked.
all underrated. You had Bobby Jones. You had Steve Mix, who was a sniper. You had that
Yes.
boy Caldwell Jones. You had the Doctor, and in one year, you had Charles Barkley, and the year before that, they had George McGinnis in the
George
mix.
McGinnis. Yeah.
So
McGinnis.
Doc
Moses.
played with some Moses Malone. Those are some
Yeah.
stacked
Yeah.
teams.
They had a squad.
Oh,
Clint Richardson. Yeah.
Seattle boy, give credit to Clint Richardson, who's a monster. You know,
Yeah.
you just said a name that that to me is an underrated player. I don't know what slot he would get, but Moses Malone is way better than people can imagine.
I didn't think about yeah, definitely underrated. Definitely underrated. Hey, before we leave this category, I got a question for you. And maybe your pops would answer this one a little better,
Yes.
but I never got a chance to see him. But I'm gonna go off the top and say I think I'm only asking because I believe that he's taking a top 75 spot. And it's in this category. Dolph Shays, how good was he? How good was Dolph Shays? And like I said, to this point, I think him and Bill Walton is taking somebody else's 75 spot.
I agree with Bill Walton. I saw Bill Walton. Now I had the privilege, like I said, I've been watching ball since the '70s. So Bill Walton is one of the greatest college ball players ever, without a doubt. But when you talk about MVP, when he was a youngster, he did take them to the championship as a youngster. But that injury
If he
changed.
if he if he didn't get injured, he's deserving of top 75
Correct.
and would be probably one of the top centers ever play. I give him that credit. I
Correct.
give him that. But the fact that he was injured pretty much the majority of his career, he falls into the category with the what could have been
The Penny
players.
Hardaway,
The Penny Hardaways. He falls in that
Brandon
category to
Roy,
me.
the Brandon Roy.
Penny, Brandon Roy, exactly. Baron Davis, those type of guys.
Yes.
So I believe he's taking a spot. And I've never got a chance to see Dolph Shays play. See, so
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, how is he on the squad over blase. And we'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'll say this: Dolph Shays, who I never got the benefit of watching. Let's just say this: he was a child prodigy. That guy
okay.
was killing. I think he led with the Nats to the. I think he was first team All American as a 19 in
Mm-hmm.
college. I
Yeah.
know that much. So he was a prodigy. But like I said, I never got a chance to watch him play, so I really can't speak to Dolph. But
Yeah, yeah.
Dolph, if I bet if I asked my dad
That's what I'm
would
saying. Ask your
yeah,
dad because I don't feel right discrediting these guys and I
yeah,
haven't seen them. Just
right,
like I said, giving them credit when I haven't seen them. I don't want to do that, because like I said, upsetting people like, no, he's great and he may
right,
be, but I haven't seen him, so I
correct,
can't really ask. I would like to ask your dad what his opinion on that was.
right. And
You know,
there's a misnomer about the players from the 50s, 60s, and
yeah,
so forth, because people think that those guys disrespectful. They call them plumbers. I mean, it's just so disrespectful. Here's what people
nah,
understand: that the league has grown to 30 teams. There used to be only there was one when my dad was a lottery pick in '63.
mm-hmm.
Uh, there were only 9 teams in the league. So a lot of these players that we see in the league right now wouldn't even have roster spots because the top players were left little room for anything else. And we can't pretend like those guys couldn't play because we watched the European players who played the game technically without athleticism first dominating. So you
Yeah,
can't tell
yeah,
me that those players wouldn't have also the top play. This is my contention. The top player from any era post 50s, the top players from any era, like in those late 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, the top players
yes.
from any of those eras could plug into today's NBA. I believe that.
I agree. I agree. They would have found a way to get it done. I agree.
Correct. Correct. Because
But playing devil's advocate on your last quote when you were talking about the number of teams in the league, I believe too that with the amount of players that were in the league, predominantly white players back then, right? I think that's where you get those comments about guys playing against plumbers.
yeah.
I don't think the league was as competitive back then. I mean, as a whole, you had good teams, but I think the individual players and probably the level of competition may have been a little lower than it is today, and even in Magic and before then. Like I said, Will scored 100 points. Now, who do you score him against?
Yeah, he got he got
Mike
Daryl.
Tyson. Mike Tyson would go to different sport. Mike Tyson was great, but who was he knocking out?
Yeah,
To me that matters.
You know what? I heard real quickly. I don't want to get off go too far on a tangent, but somebody said, and I listened because it caught my attention. They said in their opinion, Mike Tyson is 0-5, and then I listened. I was like, what? He said that Mike Tyson didn't really have a lot of competition, and then when he did, every time he had a competition, he lost.
He's the most overrated heavyweight, in my opinion. The most overrated, but great as well for his era.
Right.
But I believe he's the most underrated heavyweight
Overrated
to this day. He's overrated. I believe he is.
Yeah.
I believe so. He's just a product of his era.
Yeah, I see that. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? Well, then don't get me started because and we're talking about boxing now, but I get upset with anybody that thinks, in my opinion. Now you even told me this too. I'm looking at you like, bro, I just cannot see Floyd beating Suge, man. I can't. I cannot see Floyd beating Sugar Ray Leonard. I can't.
Well,
I
can't see. I can't see Sugar Ray Leonard beating Floyd. I've never seen it.
How not?
I've never seen. I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
But
I've never seen.
Think about Prime Sugar, man.
But just listen. Hear me out. This is why I say that. This is why I say this, because everything Sugar Ray had, Floyd has seen it. Everything Floyd has, I'm not sure if Sugar Ray's seen it. I'm not sure.
Sugar Ray put his papa to sleep. He's seen all that Philly shell. He's seen
Sugar Ray
all
put who to sleep? Man, that's Floyd's dad don't have half the talent that Floyd Mayweather has, man. Not even half. He don't have half the talent.
We'll say that, but
Floyd Mayweather have some of Sugar Ray's talent. He has some. Sugar Ray don't have Floyd Mayweather's defense.
I think Sugar Ray. There you go. The only way I see, I would give Floyd the nod defensively, but offensively and from a power standpoint, man, Suge, to me, in the personality standpoint, Suge was a monster. Anybody that can stand toe to toe with Hands of Stone, anybody that can stand toe to toe with Hands of Stone and Hagler is a monster. Anyway, we're off. Let me get back.
Yeah. Come on.
All right. So now we
easy.
We can go all day long.
Easy. Yes, easy.
So we got the Rushmore team of the top players. We got the top white players. We got now next on the list, I guess, is the top European players. I'll go first while I'm thinking about it.
Go ahead.
One of my childhood friends. I have so much respect for him, even though they knocked us off in the semifinals in the state tournament in high school. I still give him European status, and that's Detlef Schlempf.
Yes.
and he went to
Nice. He's
UW
nice.
and he's an incredible player, and he owes a lot of his growth to one of my mentors, Terry Kennebrew. Shout out to Terry Kennebrew, an amazing point guard. He's where I came. He was my brother's teammate at JUCO, and I came up with the magician of transition, and the running game was his ammunition. That's how good Terry Kennebrew was. But Detlef Shrimp was a highly skilled 5'2" player, and not only was he a top European player, but he's also an all-time underrated top 10 player in my belief.
Yes.
So
There
I
you
was
go.
that obviously the best European player of all time is Dirk Nowitzki. I would say my next one is Drazen Petrovic. I don't know
Ooh.
if you Gen X
Ooh.
players know anything, Gen Z know anything about this guy. This guy
Yeah.
was a 6'4", 6'5" walking bucket. I mean, unbelievable. He was hard nosed, like Luka and these guys, so skilled. Get it out the net. He was like
Yeah.
he could score on the level of Oscar Schmidt. He was scoring like that. Oscar Schmidt is another white European player. He never
Didn't think
played in the
about
league,
that one.
but he was busting NBA players all day long in world
Yeah.
play. But
Yeah, he
make the list.
was.
But this guy played in the league. He makes my all-Euro team, but he's also in the same category as a Bill Walton in that he got hurt, but Arvydas Sabonis
I
has
left
to
him off
be
mine. Yeah. Yes.
on the all European team, and then moving on from there, I guess Canada is North American, so you really can't include that. But just to know, just out of respect, I'm going to say Steve Nash. Put him with that group. He's a
That's funny,
non-American,
man.
so
That's funny. I figured all these categories we're gonna have pretty much the same players. You know,
yeah.
and we pretty much got the same list. I just you left I didn't think you were gonna say Drazen. I thought you were gonna forget about Drazen Petrovic. I was like, yeah, he forgot about Drazen, so I'm glad you
Wait,
mentioned him.
because,
But
let me tell you
you're
something.
forgetting about the current. You forget about Jokic, and you forget about Luka.
Oh,
See, you know, what I'm saying
oh,
Jokic. See, Jokic,
this
he's
is
gonna end up probably being the best of all of them, right?
yes, but I guess this was historic. I guess I'm
Yeah,
thinking historically
yeah,
because
yeah.
Luka and Jokic are definitely two of
They're
the
gonna be in the
top
right.
guys to ever
Yes,
do it.
absolutely.
So
Yes,
I think I
yes.
got caught up in a historical. I haven't named a current player yet. So
Ginobili,
maybe, uh,
Ginobili.
yeah, that's probably why. Now that's somebody who is underrated, and
Yes.
he didn't. He's so underrated that he didn't make my list, and that's shameful.
Yeah,
Ginobili,
yeah,
if he hadn't been on the Spurs and he had been on a team where he was asked to do more, he would have done more because there's nothing
yeah.
to deduct from his skill set, man.
He was a perfect fit for Pop's offense and team though. He was a perfect fit for Duncan, Tony Parker. It just had a nice fit, man. Everything just clicked with them, man. Good ball club,
So,
man. I'm
so
glad you
all
mentioned
those
Steve
guys,
Nash too.
yeah, well,
Glad
all
you
those
mentioned
guys,
Steve Nash.
yeah, all those guys are top 10 Euros. You got
Yes,
Tony
definitely.
Parker, you got Ginobili. Those guys are
Yes,
amazing. Can I say amazing one more time?
yeah,
The clock spins so fast, man.
yeah. That's
We're
30 minutes.
man, it's 30 minutes. But
Yes,
we'll go 5 more minutes.
we didn't get a chance
All
to see
right,
our all underrated
so
team.
so let's jump into the all underrated team. So the all
There you
underrated
go.
team, real quick. Um, Time goes so fast on these telecasts, on these podcasts rather telecasts. All right, so my
Yeah,
all underrated team. I'm going to start first and foremost. First team, first selection, all underrated has to be Akeem Olajuwon. Good Lord Almighty,
bingo,
that
bingo.
guy. I would say Akeem Olajuwon. I would say Bernard King. I would say
Bingo.
Alex English, absolutely unstoppable. Didn't look right.
Yes,
Never could understand how he was getting it done. But no one ever stopped Alex English from scoring. So his
that's right.
feet stuck out to the side, 45 degrees. he didn't have no shoulders. He's long and
Long
lanky,
ass
but
arms.
you couldn't do nothing with that guy, man.
Nothing.
And
Nothing. No, sir.
my fourth person is gonna surprise people because, I could say Kevin McHale, no doubt about it. I could say Moses Malone, no doubt about it. But I'm gonna say Dominique Wilkins because Dominique Wilkins only gets credit for being a human
A
highlight
dunker.
reel. But
True.
no,
True.
sir. Dominique
Yeah.
Wilkins, when I was watching him in Georgia, he did everything. You know that a player is more than a dunker when they're carrying teams to success.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yes, Boston won all those titles, but it was hell getting past the Hawks for them.
It was. Yeah.
Hell
That's
getting
true.
past the Park in the playoffs.
That's
And
true.
so that's my team, real quick. My underrated team. Give me your underrated team, sir.
We got the same cast with Dream, Alex Ingram, and Bernard King. So I'm gonna give you a couple more. I didn't put Dominique on there, but I got Dwight Howard. I got
See
Charles
that?
Barkley. Charles Barkley.
I can see that.
I got Kevin Johnson. Madden was
Oh,
nice. And
hey, Kevin
also,
Johnson,
oh yeah. Oh yeah, it was nasty. Also,
KJ is extremely underrated.
the Boston Strangler, Andrew Toney. I just Andrew Toney, yeah. He was nice, man.
Lord have
Nice.
mercy.
Ni-
I used to,
we can go all day with this though. We can
Hey,
go all day with
Andrew
this.
Toney, yes, Andrew Toney was a player that you talk about execution and extreme skill
Oh,
set.
oh,
Andrew Toney didn't leave the floor. He
he
would
was
give
nice.
he would give you 50 and he would not even leave the floor, sir.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, man.
That's the name. That's one of
Yes,
my favorite players when you think about it because Clint Richardson,
Andrew Toney.
when I went to the same high school as Clint Richardson, he was one of my idols. I looked up to him. He played for my dad at CLU in the
Okay.
early '80s. So he was on that Philadelphia championship team,
Mm-hmm.
and I was locked in. I was dialed into those guys. And let me tell you, Andrew Toney and World B. Free both.
Oh, yes, sir. Forgot about World
Oh,
B. I
oh
forgot
man,
about World B. Free. Yes.
World B. Free would have
Yes.
50 because he wanted to. You see what I'm
Yeah, he
saying?
was nice. Yeah,
He
he
got
was nice.
50 because he wanted to.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Man, Ed, we lost Craig along the way, but we still managed to get this done. If this is your first time watching this, if you enjoyed it, please like, share, comment. We're here
That's right.
every Thursday doing it 4 o'clock. Don't miss us. Please catch us. What else?
That's
Ed?
right. Yes.
What else?
Oh
What
no,
else we
yeah,
gonna tell?
just like, share, man, and definitely comment if you can. We'd like to interact with you guys if possible. That's it. And we see you next.
That's
See you
correct.
next week.
See you next week.
That's right.